Yo everyone, it's Caden. In this video, it's a long one. I'm going to be breaking down everything you need to fix your poor trading psychology, fix your bad habits, your self-sabotage, all of these things. I'm going to walk through my entire process that took me from broke and miserable to now $50,000 in payouts. But I need to tell you this before we get into the entire video. This video is not here to give you dopamine. This video is not here to flex a fast car, flex a V12 engine, show you a Miami penthouse and paint this idea of, just follow my trading strategy and just be disciplined and you're going to have $1 million. No, that's not what this is. This is an A to Z breakdown of the process that you can implement for yourself that will quite literally fix all of your trading psychology if you stick to it and commit to it. But it's not here to give you dopamine. It's not going to be the most entertaining video. It's not here to stimulate your dopamine. It's here to give you results, which means if you want results, you need to full screen the video and actually fucking commit to it, not get bored by having to sit down and stick to a 30-minute video and going off and scrolling on TikTok. No, this video is here to change your life, but you have to let it. So with that being said, get into the video, full screen, commit to it, and it will change your life. Yo, what is up everyone? In this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how I went from the worst periods of my life, the absolute most miserable, depressing, despair-filled days and weeks of time in my entire life, being completely broke, as you can see, literally in this picture, negative $1,100. At the same time of that, I was literally breaking my rules and blowing thousands of dollars in accounts, going from that stage to now $50,000 in payouts. As you can see here, I'm only showing like 20 or 25,000 because I can't really fit it all on screen, without being more disciplined. I did all of this. I bridged this gap that you see here, going from negative in my bank account, blowing my rules, blowing thousands of dollars, to $50,000 in payouts with literally not becoming more disciplined. I'm going to be showing you that exact process in this video. How did I do it? After trading for almost already a year at the time, I was at a complete standstill with my trading. I was so lost because I had invested into mentors, I had invested into trading strategies, discords, all of these different things. I knew that I had the strategy down. I knew that if I got on every day, I would either win or lose, and over a long enough period of time, I trusted in my system so much that I would get paid. I knew that if I did exactly what I was supposed to, stuck to my rules every single day for just a month, I would be getting payouts. A month, 30 days. But I continued to tell myself, 30 days is all you need, bro. Just this month, we're not breaking our rules at all. This isn't going to happen. We're not going to do this. You just stick to this month. That's all we need. We're going to get the ball rolling and everything is going to be good. And we're going to be making literally 10K plus a month. I had exactly what it took, but I just could not figure out how to get over my own self-sabotage. I was desperate to figure it out, but I just didn't know how. All I was told on social media was that it required discipline and locking in, which is exactly what I tried for months on end. Literally, I remember being laid in bed with my girlfriend, the love of my life that I want to marry, next to me in that bed, telling her, look, baby, I promise this is the last time that I'm doing this. I know how miserable I've been. I know how bad I'm treating you. I know, and it's hard for me to talk about this on camera with you guys, but there were literally times where I would just be so mean to her because I kept just breaking my rules and self-sabotaging myself, and I lost respect in myself because I had told myself and tried to keep this word with myself so many times. Just do it for 30 days, bro. Just stick to your rules for 30 days. And I would promise everyone around me, I would promise myself, this is the last time I'm doing it. Just to do it that next day. And everyone told me it required discipline and just locking in. So that's what I thought it was. I just thought, oh, well, I'm not disciplined enough. Like, I'm breaking my rules because I'm lacking discipline. And I just need to lock in. Which led to this cycle of getting super motivated and then feeling all this motivation and feeling this discipline. And then 3 days into the week, 4 days into the week, boom, I break my rules again. But what I didn't understand at that period of time when I was down and depressed and so much despair around my trading because I lost all respect for myself, I was lacking structure around what that actually meant. And once I actually got that structure and I took a step back and I created that structure, I went from zero to $50,000 in payouts in 6 months. I no longer felt chained to the charts, and my relationships and my entire purpose of my life completely changed. I went from completely hopeless, treating everyone around me like garbage because I felt like I had lost myself from the charts. I was completely chained to the charts. I would literally wake up in the morning. That was all that I cared about. That was the only highlight of my day. And when I was done, I'd be irritable. I'd be treating everyone like shit. I'd be wanting to stare at the charts all day. And I just felt like a shell of what I once was before I got into trading. And I felt so miserable. But once I actually created this structure that I'm going to show you, I literally changed my life. It literally changed my life. I feel so much purpose now. I don't feel chained to the charts. I feel so confident and I feel so free, and that's what I desired from trading, was just freedom. Who is this video for? If you are desperate to escape the self-sabotage that has stopped you from achieving all of the freedom that you want from your trading, this video is for you. If you are looking to free your loved ones and finally take care of everything financially for the people around you, this video is for you. If you are tired of that endless cycle of promising yourself that it's just the last time and you're not... Sorry, something popped up on my fucking screen. Are we dead ass? If you're tired of that endless cycle of just promising yourself that this is the last time just to do it over again, this is for you. If you are terrified of your future because you know that trading is the only thing that you want for yourself, but you know that there's just this devil inside of you that is like on your shoulder when you're on the charts that is stopping you from reaching that, this is for you. But who this is not for is if you are looking for some sort of trading strategy that's just like some secret enigma that just instantly gives you all of the money so that you can stop blaming yourself. This is not for you. Something keeps popping up on my fucking screen, I swear to God. If you are looking for some sort of materialistic POV driving my $1 million Ferrari all from day trading. By the way, I'm gonna fucking Audi right now, but I'm not flexing that because I'm not here to give you this dopamine release of motivation, right? If that's what you want, this is not for you. If you are looking for some sort of secret method that just gives you the golden solution to all of your internal problems and you're not willing to put in any work whatsoever, this is not for you. And if you're here just to not put in any sort of work towards improving yourself internally, this isn't for you. So if those are any of you, just click off of the video because you're not going to resonate with what I'm going to share in this video. So with that being said, here's the truth. Everyone thinks that you need to become disciplined, stoic, and completely detached. Are we deadass? Everyone thinks that you need to become disciplined, stoic, and completely detached to finally break through their own self-sabotage on the charts. But if it were what you were told, discipline, you would not be wondering why you keep doing this to yourself, because discipline is finite and you cannot possibly last, especially when your motivation runs out. It's you always hear it thrown around on social media. I literally was being sat in the bed trying to research how to actually fix my psychology, talk to ChatGPT and Claude about my problems, and I was on Instagram Reels, and all of these people who are living in the Miami penthouses and they have Rolexes and all of these crazy things, you know, I always thought that it was discipline that got them there. But if it were discipline and that was the only thing that would bridge the gap for you from where you are currently are to where you want to be, you would be there. Because at the end of the day, you know you want this. You know how bad you crave this freedom. You really think the thing that's stopping you is discipline? Like honestly, bro, if you were so desperate to, you know, if your doctor told you tomorrow that you needed to lose 20 pounds, and if you don't lose those 20 pounds in the next 6 months, you're going to die. are you going to lose the 20 pounds or not? Of course you're going to lose the 20 pounds, and you're going to find the discipline like that. So if your why is big enough, discipline is it's already there. Like, that's not the thing that actually takes you from being in this spot where you don't know the problem to fixing the problem. Because currently, if you're anything like me, you don't know why you continue to break your rules. You might blame it on these things like FOMO and patience and all these things, but those are symptoms. You do not need to control your urges or become more patient. You need to stop deriving your safety and your pleasure from the charts itself, and instead you need to derive it from a system that guarantees your success every single day. And what I wanted to put this here because it shows kind of what I'm talking about, is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is literally the definition of insanity. If you have been there, sat there, literally your stomach is in so much pain because you just broke your rules again after promising you wouldn't, but then you tell yourself, this next time around I'm going to be disciplined. You've told yourself that before. I did that. I told myself I was done. And so you're going to keep trying that and trying that and trying that. That's insanity, brother. That's insanity. You've told yourself you're going to do that, and then you do it again. That's insanity. So you need something different. Now, I'm not going to let this happen to you. You do not need to continue blowing thousands of dollars trying to just become more disciplined in the process and waste 3 years of your life. You don't need to do that. You just need a process to follow each and every single day that basically makes following your trading rules become the most appealing thing that you do, so that it stops requiring discipline and it just becomes pleasurable and effortless. And no one talks about this. No one talks about this. Everyone just says, you're just not disciplined, bro. You're being a chud. You're just being an idiot on the charts. You have no discipline. You're not self-disciplined. You're not patient. You're not all these symptoms. You are not the symptoms. You aren't disciplined. But what does the discipline come from? How do you become patient? That's what I'm going to share with you. And I promise you, by the end of this video, I refuse to allow you to go down this rabbit hole of blowing thousands of more dollars just trying to become more disciplined in the process and waste more of your time. And if you want that person to be you that can literally get on the charts and effortlessly execute how you are supposed to, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to rewire your inner psychology so that the payouts come near effortless to you, how I broke my own endless self-sabotage cycles that led me to blowing literally $10,000 plus. Put that into perspective. I don't know how much you personally have blown on accounts, but me personally, I blew $10,000 plus on accounts before I saw any sort of anything good. I'm going to show you how I broke those self-sabotage cycles that led me to blowing that 10K. And I'm also going to show you how to actually trust yourself again and start executing with confidence when you've broken your rules and broken your own self-trust hundreds of times in the past. So, in case you don't know me, here's a brief backstory about how I got here. I bought my first ever eval in June of 2025, and I made my first $5,000 to $10,000 basically by just buying full allocation and gambling. That's literally what it was. I literally distinctly remember one day I found out about trading, and at the time, funny enough, I was having a blast with gambling. I loved gambling, and I saw trading as this thing of, holy shit, this is kind of like gambling, but I can actually disguise it as a thing where, you know, it's like educated gambling almost. So it intrigued me instantaneously, and that sounds terrible, but that's what it is. As you can see here, this is the first ever eval I bought from Top Step, June 25 or 26 of 2025. I made my first 5 to 10K, which is crazy, but I literally just got lucky, right? And I felt incredible. I felt so on top of the world. I felt like I had everything figured out. And then I led on to quite literally lose myself, and I ended up so depressed and hated myself for months on end because I continued to self-sabotage. I saw myself see those results, but I didn't do it through an actual strategy. I literally just got lucky. And then from that point on, I started hopping strategy to strategy. I started breaking my rules. I started chasing that thing that I once had that I craved so deeply. And I knew that if I just stuck to the rules that I had in the system that I had created for myself, I would make it back to that point because I had a taste of that success. I made that first 5 to 10K in payouts, but then boom, I lost myself because I chased that so hard, and it led me to have such terrible psychology on the charts. I almost gave up. I literally could not sleep at night. I blew thousands of dollars until I finally took a step back and I realized that I needed a real change internally. And then it led me to come up with a system that ensured I wasn't going to break my rules anymore because it fixed my actual root problem, which is what no one on the internet talks about. It took me literally being laid in my bed, almost crying to my girlfriend because I had just broken my rules for probably the 50th fucking time. I felt so ungodly ashamed of myself. I actually distinctly remember one time it was Easter. No, it wasn't Easter. It was yeah, it was my girlfriend's birthday actually. We were at her grandma's house, and I remember being at my girlfriend's grandma's house for her birthday. I got on the charts after promising myself I wasn't going to. 3 weeks of progress. I had full allocation, fully passed 5 accounts. I gambled them while I was at my girlfriend's birthday party, and I had to pull her to the side to tell her that I was about to puke and we had to leave her birthday party. Do you know how much shame I felt in that moment? I had to literally ruin my own girlfriend's birthday. Like, you think I want to be on camera telling you this? I ruined her entire day because of my own self-sabotage. And that was the moment where I realized something internally needs to change. This is not coming down to discipline. If I am doing this to the people around me, this is not a discipline thing. And so I took a step back and I actually understood and went through processes that helped me understand myself at the root. And then I created a system around that, which is what no one on the internet and social media talks about because no one cares enough and they just want to feed you this lie of it's just discipline, bro. I took a step back. I created a system for myself through endless nights of just misery and continuing to blow more and more money and blow my rules and all this bullshit that ruined my life. But I actually created a system that finally fixed my actual root problem. And it took me from this, all you see here, it took me from today I was waking up to lose money, single day, thousands of dollars. All it took was the system that I'm showing. Process state trading system I built on trial and error by watching hundreds of hours of educational content and spending thousands of dollars on blown up what actually fixes bad psychology. And I decided to break it all down for you in this video for completely free. As you can see here, I was negative. This was the lowest point of my life. I'm telling you, this was the scariest moment of my life. I had rent due, and I take care of my girlfriend also, and she financially depends on me, so I had even more pressure. This was my bank account. Think about that. That was my bank account. Now, once I finally actually went through this system and I took a step back and I went through the process that I'm going to show you, which is process state trading, this is my life now. Payouts. I'm driving, not my dream car, but it's a nice fucking car, bro. Let me tell you. That's my life. That's my fucking life. All it took was implementing process state trading, and that's what I'm going to give you for completely free in this video. Now, in the following steps, I'm going to outline the exact process, A to Z, of what I did to accomplish these results so that you can also use my process state trading system to start getting payouts effortlessly without wasting thousands of dollars trying to become more disciplined. Process state trading. Here's the system. Rewiring the root of your problem. So, pillar one, step one, is the awareness, noticing your patterns before you change them. Step two is the trust. Give your brain the proof instead of promises. And number three is the rewire. Make the process feel like the bait. I'm going to all of these. So now I'm going to show you exactly how I rewired the root of mine to execute exactly how I want to. So I could leave trading and conflict issues and actually start the awareness, pillar one. Find the root, not symptom. So I had to like I just told you, hit rock bottom to realize poor discipline was a symptom. When I was at that birthday party and I had to take her over her family so that we could go to the gas station, I took her to a park and I had to have her literally sit next to me, and I had to basically sit there shaking in front of her for her to understand, not for her to understand, for me to understand that this was not a discipline thing, it was a symptom of my problem. There are people who trade for 10 plus years and go through the most miserable times of their lives that are still not consistent. So discipline, telling them to be disciplined, telling me to be disciplined in those times where I was ruining my life, so useless. Everyone says that, but what does that actually help? I looked at my life as a whole and I realized why I was doing what I was doing, and I realized that all of it was a mental issue. I started to do deep introspection on my negative mental feelings to figure out why I was breaking my rules and being an idiot, and it helped me realize that my identity was tied around the chart and how I was performing. Winning equaled good, and losing equals I was a failure. And I derived every sense of progression in my life, and every sense of safety in my life, and every sense of dopamine in my life. All of it revolved around the charts. And so when I was doing good and my P&L was green, boom, I feel good. I was treating everyone incredible. I was treating my girlfriend like I loved her more. I was treating my mother with more respect. I was treating my friends with more just energy. But when I was losing, I was irritable. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I was a shell of a person. And that goes to show more than a chart problem or a discipline problem. That shows that fundamentally, you as a person, as an individual, from your animal part of your brain, is deriving those things from the chart, which is the root of your problem. I paired it with techniques that I learned once I had the awareness to create a new identity for myself that I could step into. And as you can see here, I have this picture where I was literally at the lowest point of my life, where this is where I had to change. And you can read this. This is proof. I was in the lowest parts of my life. And it was not until I took a step back from that idea of just be more disciplined, bro, and I actually found the root, and I realized, I'm treating everyone like shit when I'm losing, but I'm feeling incredible and safe, and I feel so euphoric when I'm winning. That shows a problem, because what's going to happen? Like, realistically, if you carry yourself around every single day feeling just fucking euphoric, so much dopamine, so much safety, you feel on top of the world, you start planning vacations around your payouts, I'm going to buy this dream car because I'm doing good this week. You're going to chase that. Like, brother, it's not a discipline thing. It's not. You are going to chase that. Why would you not? Like, it makes no sense. Of course you are going to chase that, no matter how much no matter how much discipline you fucking have. Brother, you're gonna chase that. Which is why that is what you need to change. You don't change you being more disciplined, you change the feelings that you get from the charts, and you rewire yourself with specific techniques that I'm gonna give you. But before you can even do that, you need the awareness, which is pillar one of the whole process state trading system, is you need the awareness of why you are doing what you're doing. What does trading give you at the root of yourself? Does it give you safety? Does it give you this feeling of freedom that you've always wanted? Does it give you the sense of ego, like, holy shit, I'm the fucking man. Like, I can walk around with my chest high, and I feel like people respect me because look at all this money I'm making. What is the chart doing for you in specific? That's pillar one. Figure out why. And then pillar two is the trust. Stop expecting your brain to trust the unknown. Through dissecting the real root of my problem, to say it was all my own emotional triggers. Sorry, I'm fucking stuttering, bro. I'm being completely authentic with you guys. I have a little bit of ADHD. I'm stuttering. I'm not gonna cut it out. I'm not gonna be unauthentic. I stutter, bro. It is what it is. Through dissecting the real root of my problem, to say it was all my own emotional triggers would not be fair to say, and that's kind of half-baked. Emotional triggers are a massive part of it, which is what pillar one kind of gives you the awareness for, and then pillar three kind of runs through what you actually do with that. But before you can actually rewire those things at the root and use the techniques, you have to understand that you need a foundation to build everything off of. You need something that while you're on this roller coaster of trading, you can look back at and ground yourself to. I had a very bad day near that breaking point inside of my relationship where we got in a big argument and I started it. It was all my fault. It was not her fault. But we ended up going back and forth with each other, and it was terrible and it was miserable. But it kind of made me realize something, because that did not blow up the relationship. It didn't lead to me going off and cheating on her. It didn't lead her to going off and cheating on me. It didn't lead us to saying, fuck you, you're moving out of the house, you're going here, you're going back to your parents, fuck all this is done. It didn't lead to that. It didn't blow up the relationship, which made me realize something that translated to trading. Trust is not built off of convincing yourself. It is built off of proof. And this ties into trading, but the way that it tied into the relationship is, I have been with this girl for 2 years, right? Almost 2 years. We have been through so many things that we have made up from. We have said things to each other that we regret, and then we apologize. We have gone through things where we feel absolutely stupid, and then we talk about it, and then it gets fixed. We have had all of these touch points across those 2 years of time that has basically allowed us to have this trust at the foundation and at the root that we can always come back to, and that's that we love each other, right? It's the same thing with your trading system. If you don't have proof and touch points that you can go back to, where you feel like you have proof that no matter what happens, no matter when you lose, you can still make it out alive. If you have these up and downs and you're in that down period, but you have nothing to look outside of, it's essentially like you getting in a relationship and a girl bitches at you for something and you have no basis to understand why she's done or what this pattern could be, and you discipline yourself into trusting this process. Which is why I back tested until my fingers fucking hurt, so I could know what I was trusting in the first place. And it made such a night and day difference for me when actually going through and rewiring all of these whys that I found in Pillar 1. So if you don't have this data to back up what you're doing, you're essentially just blindly trusting what you're doing. You're taking a loss and you're saying, well, don't worry, let's just get off. Well, brother, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You don't know what's going to happen the day after. You don't know what next month looks like, right? So if you don't have data that shows that over time your system works, you're expecting your brain to trust the unknown even worse. And it's already hard enough. So you need to have data, which is pillar 2, and that's basically the entire foundation. So if you don't have that, you're trusting the unknown, and you cannot expect your brain to do that, which is pillar 2. So pillar 1 is the awareness and becoming aware of what is triggering you. Pillar 2 is building that foundation so that you have something that you can actually trust and ground yourself to. And then pillar 3 is the rewire. Retrain what your brain defaults to when discipline runs out. I knew that I couldn't just figure out what my problem was and change it without an actual process to follow every single day. It's so easy to understand, okay, well, I'm trading because I have patience problems because my mom and dad are disapproving of me getting into trading. Okay, but what do you do with that? You can understand why, but why doesn't actually give you the thing that changes that, right? So I created myself a daily system that would attack each why that I had become aware of from pillar 1. Instead of just going to the gym and journaling my trades like everyone says you need to do, I paired the issues that I was having, example, FOMO trading, with the actual psychological technique that would solve that core problem. So FOMO trading is a symptom. You say, I just need to stop having FOMO, right? But that's a symptom. So you're trying to fix your symptom. But the root of the problem is you think there's a lack of setups, and you need to dig into that and find what your actual things are, and from pillar 1 and figure out why you have these things, because it could be deeper than that. But when you find that thing that shows you the root problem in your animal brain, you solve it with the psychological technique that attacks that head on. So for example, FOMO trading at the surface level, if it's not any deeper than that, is just a fundamental idea that your setups that you get are not abundant to the point that you can just afford to miss a setup. You feel like every single setup you take is important, right? And so the solution to that is backtesting until you feel at a deep level that your setups are abundant to the point you can miss a setup. You see how that works? You are taking your why, and then you're taking the psychological technique that attacks that head on at the root, and you're building all of that based off of this example here. Says that I backtest, but there are other things. Backtesting is just an example of one of those things that's going to help that at the foundational root of your brain. Then I began to see my action towards my process as the reward, which made a red P&L the same internal feeling as a green P&L, because I knew that the problem was the root, and now that I knew the root, I could attach the psychological solution to it, and that was what I needed to do. Not win, not be green on the day, not revenge trade until my account balance was what I wanted it at. No, follow the thing that was attacking the root that solved what my animal brain was craving. I knew after that point that my process was the reward, not the money. This is literally the end-all be-all solution to all psychology problems. When you dig into the root of the problem, you realize that every single buzzword that you hear, I have FOMO, I'm not patient, I lack discipline, all of these things that you tell yourself about poor trading psychology is the symptom of what the real problem is. I believe in this so strongly because I am not the only person that has done this. You can see here, after 2 years straight of breaking his rules and blowing accounts, Yasin, my student, quite literally went from unprofitable for 2 years straight, breaking his rules, going through the exact same things that I went through. 2 weeks into implementing process state trading, look what he said. Caden, you have literally changed my life. I never thought I'd say this, but I literally haven't broken my rules since 3 days after you built out everything for me. I legit love you. Look at his P&L. Payout. 2 weeks. 2 weeks of implementing process state trading. I said all it takes is 2 weeks with the right system and your life literally changes. I'm so proud of you. 20K months soon. Awareness shows him why he was breaking his rules. Trust in his data means a red day doesn't spiral him. And the daily rewiring techniques give him something to do instead of acting on the trigger that he gets. And after each piece holds up the next one, or after each piece holds the next one up, the second he starts winning, he's reinforcing every single pillar of the system that got him there, which makes the payout easier and easier every single time because it forcefully rewires your brain from the pleasure of the payouts that you get. So it's like a compounding effect. And this is where trading is different from almost everything else, because you literally fix this issue once, and that's the only bottleneck that there is. It's not like business where you have like sales teams and you need to get more traffic and all this random shit. There's so many bottlenecks and other things, but this is the only bottleneck. It's you. Once you fix this issue once, the results compound on their own from there. Bigger size, bigger payouts, same process, zero extra work. I'm not still coaching Yasin daily for that growth to keep happening. He fixed it one time, implemented the system one time, fixed the root problem one time, and now it just compounds and he lives his life with the freedom that he craved from the start. And now that you understand exactly how this process works, I have an offer for you. If you are constantly breaking your rules, even after swearing that you wouldn't, if you are unable to escape the endless self-sabotage on the charts, and if you are completely clueless on why it keeps happening time and time again, and you are finally ready to consistently get payouts, and you are finally ready to get the real long-term solution to break the chains of your self-sabotage, and you are willing to jump into the identity of an actual profitable trader, and you want to actually start getting payouts effortlessly without wasting thousands of dollars blowing more accounts to try and become more disciplined, I will implement process state trading for you so that I can replicate this exact process for you like I did for myself and Yasin and plenty of my other students and give you similar results in less than half of the cost that it would cost you, and blowing more and more accounts, and half of the time that it would if you tried to do this for yourself. Because look, I've given you what to do. I told you you need to figure out why it's happening. I told you that you need to have the foundational root of everything. You need to backtest your data. And I've told you that you need to implement the psychological things that actually attack those whys. I've given you what you need, and you can do it on your own. And if you want to do it on your own, by all means, please, if you think you can do this on your own, absolutely do it. I've given you what you need. I promise you, I have given you enough from this video. You can go off and do it on your own. But if you think that you need that extra hand in someone besides you who can show you how to do all those things, give you the psychological things that you need, the tactics that you need, give you the 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 entire process to dig into yourself, and you need that person next to you who can kind of walk you through that, I am so genuinely confident in my own ability to deliver these results to you that after 12 weeks of us working together, if you still have not achieved the consistency that you are looking for, but you have shown up and done the work like I tell you to every single day, I will refund the entire cost of the program but continue working with you until you have reached that goal. So up until this point, you have two options. You can continue doing what you're doing but implement these 3 pillars that I've given you, and that can work. Or you can take a step past your own fear, and you can go in the description and book a call with me. If you want to see similar results to Yasin, where he literally went from breaking his rules for 2 years straight to effortlessly consistent each and every single day, and you want access to the exact same process but built out to your specific needs, and you just want to hop on a call and see how I can help you with this and implement this for you. If you don't want to do this on your own, hit the first link in the description and book a call. We will see if you are a good fit for this entire system, and I'll show you how I can implement this for you, and I'll see if I can help you. Go to the first link in the description, book a call with me. I am excited to talk to you. My voice is fucking killing me because I've been spitting all this fucking value at you guys. My throat is fucking killing me. Book a call with me in the description if you want me to show you how I can implement this process exactly for your specific needs. With that being said, I appreciate you guys for watching this whole video. I really know for a fact if you implement this, this will change your life. Don't take this fucking dumb. Don't take this dumb. Take this shit fucking serious. I'm so ADHD. But with that all being said, I'm gonna figure out how to fucking turn this video off. Go change your fucking life. Go get those payouts, bro. Use what I've given you. It will change your life. I'll see you guys.